Actors are required to listen. You have to listen to the other actors, and I'm going to explain why. Now, I've seen over 8,000 acting classes, actually. I don't even know how many exercises that actually is. And 8,000 acting classes. I have learned and forgotten more than I've even learned. I've learned so much. I go through notes sometimes, and it's incredible what I remember. So the listening is going to be one of the massive things that you need to do for your acting. But there's reasons why you listen. It's not always just listening to be able to line cue. You're not listening to be able to time yourself before you're giving out your expression. You are listening and you're acting in order to be able to stay connected to the other actor. In fact, there's many different times I've seen in the acting classes and other acting scenes where people are working and they forget that they think, well, they're not listening well enough, but they actually are connected. So there's the element of listening and then there's the element of connected. And we want to get you to the point where you're going into the element of connectedness. Connectedness is going to be the situation where you're going to have that, you're going to be able to cut the scene with a knife, literally, emotionally. The emotional connection is there. And when the emotional connection is there, there's no words that are actually needed for the scene, which is incredible, but it's true. The emotional connection in the acting scene will be so crisp and so clear that you will not need to be able to have words to even explain it. That is what we're aiming for when we're listening. We are listening to not just be able to figure out the words. We are listening so that we can stay connected to the other actor. And that element of listening will be, there's a whole bunch of different types of listening. The major thing here is this. There is internal listening, which you're having to be able to listen to yourself as you're doing your acting. And there's external listening. These two major things are going to have to happen at the same exact time when you're in your acting interaction. Some people call entering in the imaginary circumstances, which is fine, but there's all kinds of names in acting to describe the acting interaction or what the acting scene is. The acting scene's interaction has to have both you listening to yourself internally as well as yourself being able to take in the external elements and listening and staying connected to the other actor. Now, what's key about this whole situation with listening is that it's an art form. You really have to work at it. You're not going to have the responses or the responsiveness that you would have when after you practice this and you practice the ability to be able to actively listen. And your ability to actively listen not only to the other person and not only to yourself, but both at the same time. You start to be able to develop a contrast that the audience then finds you easy to be able to watch. Now, that's incredible. You need to be able to achieve this in acting. Otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to be stuck in a situation where the audience won't be able to relate to you unless you're able to do both of these listening skills at the same time. Now, check the other videos on the channel for the listening videos, because I'm going to break down, and I'm breaking down the elements of the differences of listening. But these are the two major contrasts. You must be able to listen to yourself, and you must be able to listen to the other actor. And you're not just listening glibly. A glib thing would be, you're listening glibly, it would mean that you're only listening to the surface. You're listening to every single ounce of every single bit that you can receive, both in yourself and in the other actor. And that's what's going to be able to achieve your ability to be able to do acting and your ability to be able to do, all kinds of things. Because this is the elements, these are the two major things that the audience is going to be able to, it's going to bridge I call it an emotional vacuum that happens in the actor, where the actor's easy for the audience to be able to relate to. And that's exactly what you're going to be able to achieve for yourself when you practice this over and over and over. And you can't practice it too much, because it's going to only help to be able to expand your humanity and expand your human growth.